Nutrition, arguably the hardest yet most important category associated with mental and physical health. Now, why is that? In the culture we live in now, in America and all over the globe, junk food is consistently on the rise, and grocery stores aren't making it any easier with traditional whole foods being more expensive than the typical junk food. There's no wonder why obesity rates have tripled over the past 40 plus years. And let's be honest, if you were offered a piece of chocolate or some almonds, which one would you choose? I think when it comes to nutrition and exercise, nutrition is often the neglected aspect of the two and perhaps the most beneficial. Nutrition experts and professional bodybuilders always say things like diet should be 80% nutrition and 20% exercise, or abs aren't made in the gym, they're made in the kitchen. I wanted to find out how true this was, as well as how crucial nutrition is for everyday health, physically and mentally. So I decided to participate in a challenge. For 30 days, I tracked my food every single day. And here's how it went. Before the challenge started, I went to body mass composition testing in Tampa, Florida, and had a DEXA scan taken. All right, so can you explain a little bit what the DEXA scan is?
Yeah, so the DEXA scan is considered the gold standard for body composition testing. It's actually an X-ray. So you'll see the bar will slowly pass over his body, and based on how much of the X-ray is absorbed, it can determine what kind of tissue it is, right? So you'll get breakdowns of not just full body muscle and fat, but right versus left arm, right versus left leg. So it's really cool data, but it uses X-ray really kind of give you as detailed of the body composition info as you can.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, cool.
All right, let's do it. I wanted to see the changes, if any, that progressed over a 1 month period from tracking everything that goes into my mouth. So I'm using this app called MyFitnessPal. I've used it before when I was modeling a lot more, but I never really got into a habit of it. I honestly can't remember the last time that I've used it, but if I can remember correctly, it was a phenomenal app. Basically what you do is you put in all your information, like your age, your height, your weight, and how much weight you want to lose or maintain or gain, and your activity level, and basically the algorithm calculates it into how much calories you need to eat per day. And it can even go farther into your macros, so your fats, your carbs, your proteins, and you can change these percentages a little bit later on. And my all-time favorite, you can scan nearly everything that you do, so you don't have to type in. It's super easy, super fast. Obviously, when you go out to eat, it gets a little bit trickier. You can log some of the stuff that's already been logged from other users if it's a common restaurant, but if it's not, you're gonna have to kind of guesstimate basically what you're eating and track something that's fairly similar. Same thing with fruits, vegetables, whole foods. I typically type in USDA and find it that way. You can also have a scale that you use to weigh stuff, but understandably that's kind of a lot. So yeah, day one. Here we go. I started off by eating what I regularly eat and tracking to see if I was close to my goal caloric intake. And I was off by about 900 calories to be exact. And I felt it. The first few days were rough. I was more tired than usual, more irritable. I didn't feel like doing anything. My mind was in a fog. This was constantly how I felt for months until now. So far, tracking has helped me realize just how hard it is to hit all the macronutrients that I need just from eating like the regular foods that I've been eating for a while now. So I think it's time to change things up, see how close we can truly get to hitting the macro settings in the app itself, the MyFitnessPal app, and yeah. Calories and energy. Calories are energy. The more calories you eat, the more energy you have. So when you're in a calorie deficit, you're decreasing your energy intake, and vice versa when you're in a surplus. For someone to lose 1 pound a week, they would need to be in a calorie deficit of 500 calories per day or 3,500 calories per week. That's 4 pounds lost in a month. Divide that by 2 for a less extreme deficit of 0.5 pounds per week. Comes out to 2 pounds lost per month. As you can see, most diets take time, and this is where most people fail. They diet for a week and start working out, and they don't really see a change, so they think it's not working. It's one of the reasons why I hate saying diet and have changed the term to lifestyle. This is my new lifestyle. Also, look at this thing. Can you believe this is 1 whole pound? This is 1 whole pound of fat. A lot of dietitians actually use the technique for weight loss where you put this in your kitchen and essentially guilt you to not eating unhealthy food. Because sometimes I guess it's hard to realize just how much weight a pound of fat really is. So having it firsthand sitting there in the kitchen, staring right at you in the face, can help you lose weight essentially.
So this completes week 1 of hitting near perfect on all of my macros. I'm not as tired as I was before. I am definitely not as hungry. I feel like my mood has changed drastically. I'm more motivated, and I feel like I'm happier in a sense that I'm bettering myself and getting my physical self in check. So that's where we're at. Cheers to that, and on to the next 17 days. 17 days.
There are many studies currently that show how mood, depression, anxiety are also correlated to the foods that we eat. These studies suggest that food high in red meats, refined carbs, processed sugar all create inflammation in our intestines, which in turn can leave our mood erratic. After researching a lot on this topic, I found that many articles and scientists recommended the Mediterranean diet as one of the best for simple mood balances, and it's definitely one I'm going to try to incorporate into my life, especially with having struggled with depression myself. Another reason nutrition affects mood is from the psychological aspect of guilt. Do you ever have that feeling when you're doing something right, like going to work out again, you feel great afterwards, and then the opposite when you say you're gonna go work out tomorrow, but you don't work out that day, and then you don't go work out tomorrow. You start to bring yourself down for all the guilt of not following through what you said you were gonna do, and it just becomes this big old spiral effect. Well, nutrition has the same effect. You know, growing up, we were always told junk food is bad, it's bad, it's bad. Subconsciously, whether you believe it or not, if you don't listen to that little conscious in your head that's telling you, maybe we shouldn't eat this junk food, and you end up eating it anyways, you're still getting that same sense of guilt. I think personally, nutrition and healthy eating is such a controversial subject for tons of people. Should you eat this? Should you not? For me, I feel like it's what you truly want and what your goals are. I think stricting down on your diet is to the point where you're telling yourself, I can't have this because I'm on a diet, is an unhealthy way of looking at things, because we as humans want what we can't have. So if we keep telling ourselves that we can't have something, we're only gonna want it more. Something that has helped me in this process is simply shifting my mindset. For example, say I'm at work and the guys wanna go get some ice cream. Instead of me telling myself that I can't have it because I'm watching what I eat, I shift my mindset to say I don't want it. It puts me in control, and instead of caving in and feeling like a potato afterwards. And if you were ever in that same type of situation where you were so close to caving in, maybe try and switch that, that reward with something healthier like Greek yogurt and fruit. While you're splurging yourself, you don't get the same type of satisfaction as you would eating the ice cream, but I can guarantee you after the fact, you'll get even more satisfaction that you were able to not cave in and still eat something similar and sugary. Your body and your health will thank you later. So for this challenge, I really wanted to see how much nutrition plays a factor in weight management and diet. So I really haven't been working out much lately, especially not as much as I was previously. I've probably gone to the gym like 3 times in the past 20 days. I've been doing jiu-jitsu here and there, and then I also started swimming, but I'm definitely not working out as much as I was previously. I do feel like I'm leaned out a little bit more. It's probably hard to tell or hard to see, or maybe it's just all in my head, but here we are, almost done with the challenge, 10 more days left. Super exciting, and I can't wait to see the results. Nutrition and overall well-being. Number 1 tip for increasing your overall health through nutrition is by smashing the like button down below. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we all know how beneficial it is to eat healthy foods on a regular basis, but what is it really benefiting? Not only did we discover how different foods negatively affect our mood, we also discovered how different foods negatively affect our physical self. Obesity has increasingly been a chronic health problem for the past 40 plus years. As obesity rates rise, so does the other health risks that are associated with obesity. Hypertension, liver disease, cancer, osteoarthritis, diabetes, the list goes on and on and on. Cardiovascular disease, I think you get the point. Hippocrates, I think that's how you say his name. Hippocrates once said, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food." One of the most natural and valuable tools that we have for treating such diseases is simply getting our nutrition on point. So the 30 days is finally here. I'm super excited to get another DEXA scan, see if anything has changed at all. You know, I feel great. I feel a lot more lean, but it's hard to tell because it's only been a month. You know, I wasn't really expecting much going into this challenge. You'd see like a bigger change over a 3-month period as opposed to just a month. You know, essentially I had only lost, or I'm only supposed to have lost 2 pounds, given if the MyFitnessPal was exactly accurate with how many calories and stuff that I need to intake and stuff like that, but it's not as accurate. So it's also hard to tell, but it's great to see what's going to happen with this next DEXA scan, see if I've gained weight or if I've lost weight or my lean muscle and stuff like that. So super excited for that, and let's go get our scan.
But yeah, so we were at 17.2 last time, 18.5. So, you know, could be a slight increase, but for the most part, DEXA has like a 1% error. So, you know, between water and hydration and all of that type of stuff, glycogen in the muscles, it could be basically unchanged. Weight-wise, pretty darn the same, pretty close, you know, less than a pound difference over that month. And again, same thing, relatively unchanged here. Your bone density went up, actually. So between bone density going up, that probably accounts for a little bit of this total weight change as well. So between that, these didn't change all that much. Maybe we lost a tiny bit of muscle, which would make sense if, you know, we stayed a little bit level in fat and our bone density went up. That means, you know, our weight stayed relatively the same. But for the most part, I would say over 4 weeks, as far as a big picture, relatively the same, but you feel leaner.
Yeah.
So that's where leanness, like aesthetically, is much more than just numbers in a month. Like it's much more of like your resting muscle tone increasing from changing things, right? It's water and how your body's storing water, and that changes pretty significantly by you getting much more strict on a diet. And those things aesthetically can just tighten things up without these numbers really ever changing. Like we see it a lot in bodybuilders in like their last 2 weeks to a show. These numbers don't really change, but like based on their salt intake, water, etc., they get way, way, way leaner.
So as Kyle was explaining, I'm relatively the same as I was when we started. Accounting for the extra weight and bone density that I somehow gained. And for not working out and simply just changing my nutrition habits is amazing. I feel leaner, I look leaner, I'm less moody, I'm less hangry, I'm more confident, less bloated, I'm happier. And it's quite amazing how simply changing your nutrition habits, something so small, can change your whole perspective on health. Honestly, I'm going to continue with this challenge. I'm not stopping at the 30 days, and who knows, maybe I'll make a video at 3 months or 6 months to see my progress. If you like this style of video, please don't hesitate to comment down below, hit a like button. It truly helps with the algorithm, helps show my content to a broader audience. So I very greatly appreciate it. I love you all, and definitely more style videos like these 30-day challenges definitely coming soon. I'm already in the process of more. I have more ideas, so they just take a long time to edit and record, obviously. So stay tuned for that. Hit me up on the Instagrams. I'm going to be posting a lot more stuff on there. So hit it up for sneak peeks of stuff. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.